The Whispering Canvases. Elodie was the last one in the Grand Gallery. Moonlight streamed through the high arched windows of the Louvre, bathing the masterpieces in a silver glow. While others saw only silent canvases, Elodie felt a hum, a secret history breathing just beneath the surface of the paint. She often stayed late, her sketchbook filled with the faces of forgotten kings and enigmatic ladies. Tonight, the hum was a whisper. It seemed to drift from a portrait of a young man with stormy eyes and a velvet coat. His painted lips, sealed for 2 centuries, seemed to part. Aidez-nous, they sighed. Help us. Elodie's charcoal stick clattered to the marble floor. She approached the painting, her heart a frantic drum against her ribs. Her fingers trembled as she reached out, half expecting to feel the rough texture of old canvas. Instead, the surface rippled like water. A swirl of vibrant oil paint, cobalt blue and burnt sienna, beckoned her forward. It was a portal, a magical brushstroke inviting her in. With a deep breath that tasted of turpentine and thyme, she stepped through. She landed softly on grass that was 1,000 shades of green. The sky was a ceiling of masterful brushstrokes. The young man from the portrait stood before her, his velvet coat as real as her own racing pulse. "You heard us," he said, his voice filled with a sorrow 200 years deep. "I am Lucien, and this is our prison." Lucien explained the curse. A vengeful sorcerer, spurned by the art world, had trapped the souls of his subjects within their likenesses. "Each canvas is a cage," he said, gesturing to the painted horizon. "Beautiful, but eternal. We can see the real world through the frame, but we cannot touch it. We can only whisper." "But there must be a way out," Elodie insisted, her artist's soul rebelling against such a cruel fate. Lucien's stormy eyes met hers, a flicker of hope in their depths. "There is a legend," he said softly. "A key, hidden in the oldest soul's prison. To find it, we must travel through the gallery, from one world to the next." He led her to the edge of his world, where the landscape dissolved into a golden frame. He showed her how to create a new portal, to blend the colors of one world into the next with an imaginary brush. Their first leap took them into a Dutch still life, a world smelling of lemons and fresh bread, where a woman in a starched collar wept silently over a pewter jug. They journeyed through canvases of history and myth. They danced in a Rococo ballroom where the laughter was hollow, and navigated a stormy seascape where the waves crashed in silent, perpetual torment. In each world, they saw the same longing in the eyes of the trapped. And with each jump, Elodie felt a growing connection to Lucien, a love that transcended time and canvas. Finally, they reached the oldest painting, a simple, gilded icon of a saint. The figure's eyes held not sorrow, but wisdom. The whisper from this canvas was a riddle. "I have no voice, but I tell all stories. I have no body, but I hold all colors. What am I?" Elodie smiled. It was an answer every artist knew. "A brush," she whispered, and held up her hand. In her palm, a brush of pure light formed. She touched it to the icon, and a wave of brilliant, white energy pulsed through the gallery, from frame to frame. The painted worlds dissolved, and one by one, shimmering souls drifted out of the canvases, free at last. Lucien stood beside her, no longer a figure of paint, but a man of flesh and blood. He took her hand, and together they walked out of the Louvre and into the dawn of a new reality.